Hi everyone, it's Little Blue and you're listening to my podcast, aka Little Blue. Now it's Thursday evening and it's not long gone 8 o'clock, which means a lot of us here in the UK have gone to windows, front doors, balconies, gardens and just given out an almighty cheer of thanks and appreciation for all of the key workers in this country right now. Throughout lockdown, anybody who is going to work and doing a public facing job that is just keeping us going, the shop workers, the NHS, the fire, the police, the Royal Mail staff, bin men, plumbers, teachers, you name it, you're awesome, thank you. And we done it 3 weeks now. This is the third week. The first week was just so emotional and so beautiful because you just didn't know what to expect. And this week was great. I gave Baby Blue a drum. We had a saucepan. She was going to use a saucepan. We couldn't find it. So I gave her a blooming drum and she was going balmy. She was jumping up and down and screaming. I was wolf whistling. But yeah, it's great. And it is such a great way to bring the community together when otherwise the only time you see people is when you go shopping. So yes, thank you. If you are a key worker, and I know there are some of you listening, thank you for all you do. I know you are bloody exhausted. You need a day off, you need a holiday, but I think all of us do. And there is nothing, no words can express just how much we owe to you right now. You are incredible. You may not feel it. You may just feel, I'm just going to work. Like, it's no different than ever. But honestly, what you are doing, if we didn't have people like you, this country wouldn't run. People wouldn't be able to eat. People wouldn't get their medicines. People wouldn't get their post. Businesses who rely on the post office wouldn't be able to run. So incredible. You are absolutely awesome. And actually today, Baby Blue and I went to Waitrose we went to the post office and then we went to Waitrose. And while we were in the queue, a nurse pulled out of the car park. And I saw her quite early on and I just said to Baby Blue, get ready to clap and cheer. And she's like, what? I went, there's a nurse in that car. Can you cheer? And she just went, woo! And started clapping. And I was waving at her. Baby Blue was waving at her. And she was just like driving off with her, like this biggest grin on her face. So I really urge you to be inspired by that. And please, if you see a key worker, no matter who it is, it could be an electrician that's just mending the road or somebody filling in a pothole or I don't know, just your postman, stop, have at distance chat with them, let them know how much you are grateful for them right now because it can really brighten up their day. And give them a cheer, give them a in the air pretend high five. But honestly, do it. Yesterday when we went out for our walk, Baby Blue spotted an old guy on his balcony. And I said, yeah, he looks quite sad, doesn't he? And I said, I'll tell you what, give him a wave and a big smile. And she was there and she was going, ooh, and was waving at him. And his face went from being really glum and downtrodden with the biggest grin. His eyes started sparkling. And we've seen him today as well. And now it's a thing. We wave at him as we go past. And yeah, I think it brightens up his day. The thing is, though, we can't keep going out at the same time because I like to keep it a bit sporadic. Otherwise, people get used to you, don't they? So, yeah, brighten up people's day by waving. We keep waving at bus drivers as well. That's our latest thing. Bus driver. We did a bus driver, ambulance, a tractor driver, and somebody else. I think it was like a Sainsbury's delivery driver. So as soon as I saw anyone, I was like, yeah, wave at them, wave at them. So, yeah, we do. We do, and I urge you to do the same. Let's keep the country going, keep the morale high, and just remember that if we all pull together and help each other and be a massive national community, we're going to get through this and we're going to be fine. So yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. Anyway, I'm here with some more positive news. The first one, of course, if you've seen the news this evening, our Prime Minister Boris Johnson, he is out of ICU and on the wards now in St Thomas's Hospital, London, which is such a great relief, I think. And no matter what your politics is or your own personal opinion on him, I think we can all agree that for a husband, a father, especially with a baby on the way, it's just such a wonderful thing for his family and his friends and for the country, because he's our leader right now and we need him. And I'm sure his ministers will keep the ball rolling and everything until he is 100% better, because, Boris, I know you're not listening, but you need to rest. If you get ill, you cannot. It's not one of those things where you can snap back early. It's not one of those things. You really have to rest. So if you are having symptoms, 100% rest, paracetamol, drink a ton of water and just look after yourself. Be blimmin' sensible, please. Please. So yes, Boris Johnson is out of, I was going to say prison. No, he's out of ICU. So I've been listening to crime podcasts. And honestly, I've had some really weird dreams. But yeah, I think I need to give them a break and start listening to a normal podcast again. Thank God for Chris and Rosie on a Friday. It's Friday tomorrow. Hooray. And yes, so back to my positive news. Sorry. Gosh, I've had a lot of coffee today. Positive news. Another thing I saw was a lovely little story of a young lad who has an elderly neighbour. He knew he was in his 90s, he knew he lived alone, so he wrote a letter, a handwritten letter, just to let him know that he doesn't want him to be lonely, let him know about his feelings about isolation and how lonely it's made him feel. He can't see his friends, go to school, and just letting his neighbour know that if he wanted someone to write to, someone to talk to, someone to turn to or ask for anything, like food drops, etc., he could just drop a letter in his front door because he lived next door. I mean, I think this young lad was about 9. I shared the story on my Facebook page, Little Blues Thank You. So go over and have a look because it's beautiful. And the even better thing is the neighbour wrote back, and his letter was so just beautiful and gentlemanly and eloquent. It was just brought tears to your eyes, just saying thank you and it's really appreciate it. You're such a lovely young man. Your parents should be proud sort of letter. So yeah. Really lovely, heartwarming story. And again, I think we should all be inspired by this. If you do know somebody that is living alone, they don't have to be elderly, but if you know someone that is on their own at the moment, who is in isolation, they could have health conditions or be poorly at the moment, get a pretty card or a postcard or make them a card. And when you're passing their house, just drop it through the letterbox for them. Let them know they're being thought of and that they are loved and that they can write back to you if they really want to. You don't even, you've got to stay safe, so don't give a stranger your address or anything like that. But even if you don't know them, just drop it in because it's really needed. That community feel, that coming together and being kind is just, so needed right now. Now I'm the idiot who found loads of positive news today and didn't write it down. So I've got to try and remember it in my crazy coffee-fueled mind tonight. There was a local story that I saw. That's the next one. I've mentioned here we have a community fridge. And basically what it is all of the supermarkets, some cafes and shops will donate food that is not off, but it's gone past the date where they're allowed to sell it. So it's usually bread, fruit and vegetables, eggs sometimes, you get mayonnaise, you get all sorts in there. At Easter time, we got Easter eggs, which was wonderful, or after Easter time last year. And it's incredible. It really is incredible. And it's not just for people on the poverty line. It is for anybody to go and take food, because the main aim of it is to reduce food waste. And it's incredible. So these guys, over isolation and lockdown, they have clubbed together and they're almost sort of joining forces with the food bank. So families who aren't able to work right now and are really struggling with money, they are putting together food parcels and taking it direct to their doors. So if you have a problem, you contact them, they'll bring it to you. And there was a message going around saying, we've got a few surplus food parcels, does anyone need them? I mean, it's incredible. And they put this picture on today of all of the food donations that they have had in the last 24 hours. And it was just breathtaking. There was so much food been donated by just everyday people to help families in need right now, and I know a few of these families. I also know what it is like to be on that poverty line and to really not know and worry where your food is going to come from for the next few days, because all you've got is a fiver to feed you, and some people don't even have that either. So this community fridge is just incredible. And the Trestle Trust as well, who run the food banks, they are still running. I know this because I passed one of them today and I saw the sign there, so that is absolutely incredible. And in connection to this, Michael McIntyre, the stand-up comedian, he is doing a sponsored event with a GoFundMe page. So you can donate to this GoFundMe page and all of the profits will go to the Trestle Trust to help the food bank. And I think we can all agree this is a charity that needs real big donations right now. So I posted a link to that on my Facebook. It was like a sponsored link as well, so you may have seen it pop up. So if you see Michael McIntyre with his glasses on having a natter, watch it, because it's all for a good cause, and I think it's such a worthwhile charity. Alternatively, I would presume that they are still taking donations. So when you do your shop, buy a few extra things. So maybe you may not be allowed to buy extra loo roll or stuff like that, but maybe buy some tin soups or some crisps, or I don't know, something that you think, maybe pop an Easter egg or two in there. So some families get Easter eggs this Easter, you know. But yeah, keep an eye. They're usually by the checkouts. I'm sure you can ask in store when you get there if they do take donations to the Trestle Trust. I think some doctors' surgeries will take them as well. Some churches will have a donation point, but I'm sure if you actually went on the Trestle Trust website, it would tell you where the donation points are within your area. So yeah, if you do want to donate, you're incredible. Another story, while I'm talking about supermarkets, is something my dad told me that happened to him. Now, my dad's in his 70s, so he does class as one of the elderly, vulnerable type people. He has health conditions, but none of the health conditions he has are ones that coronavirus affects, thankfully. And he went to go to Waitrose. It's the first time he's been out, really, in nearly a month, because they went into isolation the day after I did, which was 5 weeks tomorrow. So yeah, he's not been out to Waitrose for a while, and bless him, he got in the queue. It wasn't too long in comparison to what it has been, and he waited, and then he said there were about 4 or 5 people in front of him, but the lady in front of him said, "Oh, could you hold my place? I just want to go and ask the man something." So she toddled over to the man at the front, who was letting people in, asked him a question. He couldn't hear what she was saying. She came back and she said to him, she goes, "I don't mean to be rude, but I'm presuming you are over 70. He's just told me that if you're over 70, you can jump the queue." And bless her, my dad then didn't have to wait, an extra 10-15 minutes to get his shopping, and let him go straight in, which is exactly what he needed. So yeah, it was incredible. And Dad said the support when he got in the shop as well from the Waitrose staff was wonderful, because he's never used self-checkout before. And you know what our blooming folks are like with technology, goes over there. So he said the young lad was there and he was telling him what to do and he was keeping his distance and like that. And he was really impressed by the Waitrose staff here in Dorking. So if you work for Waitrose here in Dorking, my dad gives you a good shout out there. I mean, to be honest, I've shopped in Waitrose and in Sainsbury's in Dorking, and I can really vouch for all of them. Both staff, they're all very happy. They're very positive. It's a very positive environment to walk into. They're all smiling. They're all very helpful. They are keeping their distance and just doing everything they need to do. So thank you to all the Sainsbury's and Waitrose staff. You have been incredible. Anyway, I'm sure I had some more stories to tell you, but I've actually run out of time. So I will save them for tomorrow. And look after yourselves. Be kind to people. Build your community up. Keep smiling. And we're going to get through this. It's just going to take some getting used to at the moment. But yeah, take care of yourselves. Go have a G&T or whatever your poison is. Bar of chocolate. Have a relax. And have a good Easter weekend. It's Good Friday tomorrow. So go get your hot cross buns. Hey. Anyway, I'm going to go and not drink any more coffee. Take care of yourselves and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.